Welcome back, everybody, to the Beilein to Victory podcast. This is our fourth episode, and we'll get right into it. So, today we're going to go back over the dominating win over Detroit Mercy on Saturday. We'll take a look into the cupcake of a game they have on hand at the Chrysler Center on Thursday. Not only are we going to talk about Michigan right now, but how about that game this weekend in the NFL? Tom Brady, of course, Michigan man, had a great game, led them down the field to win the game. We'll talk about him. And then we're just going to go over who's the consensus quarterback one next year. And we'll be interviewing Ohio State fan for that. Okay, so this game versus Detroit Mercy. I thought they played really, really well. Detroit Mercy, I mean, they're pretty bad, but they're not like the team we're playing on Thursday. They're a formidable team. We went into Little Caesars Arena and just dominated them. I was really, really impressed with John Teskey and the way he played double-double. Don't see that a lot from backup center. It was no Wagner, no problem, because, I mean, that was a dominating win. Matthews played very well. Everybody else was fine. Abdur Rahman, that's my guy. He's leading the team. And he's going to be, if they're going to make a run at it this year, he's going to be a big part of it. He needs to be a big-time leader, a big-time player, and he is. He's been playing like it, especially that 17-10 at Texas really showed me something. And I think Teskey, off the bench now, can really add some leadership as an older guy. Obviously, Wagner, Robinson as well. I think Simpson has been a great leader this year. And tomorrow, they can really show themselves all as leaders. Or Thursday, they can really show themselves as leaders, because that team, they got to keep themselves together and just play their game, blow them out early, so everybody else can sit down. And those guys, they can lead the team to do that and not get driven off the idea of trying to stay to their game. So we're gonna just go over this game a little bit. On Thursday, it is at 9:00 on ESPNU. It is at the Chrysler Center. I'll be watching, but make sure you guys tune in for at least the first 10 minutes. It should be a blowout by that point. This is a cupcake game. This is one scheduled for them to win, and so is the next one against Jacksonville. Alabama A&M was ranked the worst team in college basketball. Out of every single team in Division I college basketball, Alabama A&M was last. If they don't if the game's not over by halftime, there's going to be problems. But I think Beilein will have them ready. They'll be able to stick to their game, get open threes. That's their game. That's what they need to do. They have to get the open threes. They have to be able to Wagner, if he plays, has to be able to use a spin move at the basket. And they just got to rotate defensively, close out shooters, and they will blow them out, no problem. This should just be, unless they shoot 20% from the field in the first half, they should not have a problem with this team. And, they play in the SWAC. That's got to be the worst conference in all of college basketball, and this is definitely the worst team in all of college basketball. But I don't see any way they come out here and lay an egg and even make this close. So you should expect a blowout on Thursday. No problem. Quick win. I expect Duncan Robinson to have the best game of his year, and I expect him to be the leading scorer. I think the way he's been shooting lately hasn't been great. I think he's going to bounce back against this team, and a team like this can really get you going in the right direction. And same thing with Eli Brooks. I think he's been struggling a little bit, but he's good at the point, but I think he's going to have a big game. The team like this, again, can really propel you to start shooting the ball better. So this weekend, the Patriots went to Pittsburgh and played the Steelers. Probably the best game of the year. With 2 minutes left, Patriots are down by 5. Tom Brady, Michigan man, led them down the field to win to win the game. 56 seconds left. They obviously got the pick in the end zone to win. I want to segue with Brady into some other Michigan players in the league and how they've affected their teams. Obviously, Brady is the greatest player of all time. Nobody's going to question that. And the run he's made with the Patriots is absolutely incredible. I don't understand how that can even happen, but it just goes to show how dominant he is. And that's why he's the greatest. We'll go to some other guys. For the Cowboys, one of their best corners, Jordan Lewis, having a great year. A lot of passes defensed. His couple interceptions. He's been playing pretty well. Taco Charlton, who is a rookie, also Lewis, also a rookie, but Charlton had a big sack a couple weeks ago for the Cowboys. That was his first sack of the year. So he's been playing pretty well. You got Jake Ryan in Green Bay. One other guy for Green Bay. Frank Clark for Seattle. Obviously a force up front. So what's been seen as a great place to play football is really translated in the NFL. I think number one prospect Mo Hurst is really going to carry that into the NFL for Michigan when he goes into the draft this year. But the only thing they've been missing, aside from Brady, is quarterback. I mean, Chad Henne's a backup, Jake Rudock's a backup, but they're not very good quarterbacks. And obviously, they haven't really had a very good quarterback lately. So we'll see what happens there. The quarterback one next year, in my eyes, it has to be Shea Patterson. There's no doubt about it. He's the 5-star recruit. He's the one that they're comparisons to Johnny Manziel for. I mean, I love Brandon Peters. He played pretty well this year. He didn't throw for a lot of yards. He wasn't incredible. He was a game manager. Shea Patterson is a guy who's going to go out there and win games and not just manage a game and let your defense win the game. Patterson will win you games. And actually, we're going to bring in Ohio State fan now to talk about the quarterback situation in Columbus. Ohio State fan, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm very good today. Very, very good.
Okay. How do you feel about Dwayne Haskins going into next season?
Do you mean JT Barrett or Cardell Jones? Who's Dwayne Haskins?
Well, he would be your quarterback next year.
No, it's going to be JT Barrett for his 17th year at Ohio State. He's coming back.
Well, before JT Barrett, JT Barrett's a backup to Braxton Miller.
Who's Braxton Miller? I only know JT Barrett, Cardell Jones, because I started liking the team when they won a few years ago in the playoff, and Cardell Jones led them to victory, and he's the greatest quarterback to ever live, right behind JT Barrett, who, by the way, has beaten Michigan every time he's played them.
Yeah, he's also had a better team behind him and a better coach. So you say you don't know Braxton Miller. Are you admitting that you are a bandwagon Ohio State fan?
Oh, no. I mean, when you jump on 3 years ago, that's not a bandwagon. A bandwagon is jumping on that year. I mean, I'm obviously not a bandwagon. They didn't even make the playoff this year, which obviously they should have because they were just 10 times the team that Alabama was. I mean, Alabama was horrible. They didn't even have a good quarterback.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is just horrible.
Yeah. Well, JT Barrett is probably the greatest quarterback of all time, and Cardell Jones right there with him. I don't know who this Braxton guy is. I mean, he was probably playing quarterback before I was even born.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Thank you, Ohio State fan, for joining us. Well, that'll be it for today's podcast. Click the subscribe button if you wish, if you enjoyed it. We'll be back on Friday with another episode, and then obviously we'll be back on Saturday as well with an interview with a couple objective people, and that'll be it. So thanks for watching.